I mean, really, there's not any. Everyone always thinks that there's these huge food styling secrets, but there's really not that much. You just make the food and you make it look good. Like all of the food is real food. None of it was fake. All of it was edible. All of it was delicious. The only trick that we really do sometimes.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for movies in Sweden.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great, especially now when I get to speak with you. And I really love this show, and this show is a lot about the food and the food looking splendid.
Yeah,
So I know that that's where you came in and did your magic.
I did.
Um, but I also know that did you know Brie before shooting this, or did
Yeah.
that relationship develop throughout this show?
I'm a very lucky girl because I am good friends with Brie Larson and she's an amazing human. And when she first started the show, she called me because she knows I love vintage cookbooks and I have a huge collection. So she was like, "Hey, I'm doing this show. It's set in the 50s. I play chef. Can I come over and check out your cookbooks?" And I was like, "Of course, please, anytime." Then she went off to shoot like a blockbuster film, was gone for 3 months. And
Like you do.
as she does, then she came back and she's like, "Hey, I've actually been thinking more about this, and I think you'd be the perfect person to work on the show. Are you available? Is that something you would be interested in doing at all?" And of course, I was like, "Yes, yes, I'm available. Yes, I'm interested." So she put me in touch with the producers, and that went really well. And I started like a week later. I was thrown into the fire.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the entire show yourself yet?
So
Yeah.
good. So good. What a
So,
roller coaster. Laughing, crying, heartwarming, heart wrenching. I loved it so much. I'm so proud to have
yeah, for
decided.
sure. Uh,
Mhm.
So, when it comes to the food looking great on TV, what's the kind of thing that you bring to the dinner table, so to say,
Nice.
in this show?
I mean, really, there's not any. Everyone always thinks that there's these huge food styling secrets, but there's really not that much. You just make the food and you make it look good. Like all of the food is real food. None of it was fake. All of it was edible. All of it was delicious. The only trick that we really do sometimes to make it shiny is we'll like brush some oil on it or spritz it with some water. But other than that, it's just you make food, you make delicious food that you would want to eat. And it almost always turns out looking delicious.
Well, that sounds almost too easy to be true, but I'll take your word on that.
There's
And
some
we
finesse.
see in one of the episodes that there are like props there, and she throws that out and says she's only going to use
Yeah.
real stuff. So I'm glad to hear that the real stuff was actually used
Oh,
in the
yeah.
show.
Yeah, some of the stuff that even wasn't eaten, we spent hours on. Like she pulls a honey baked ham out of the oven covered in pineapples. Like the amount of time we spent making that look perfect was way more time than was actually shown. It was like 5 seconds of screen time. It's so funny. But then we had so many leftovers. So we were giving food to people. We fed the whole staff, the whole crew.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I know we only have a little bit time left, but apart from this show that I really love, is there any other movies or TV shows that you feel have really gotten the food part right? For you being
Yeah,
the
I mean,
expert.
I love Heartburn. That's a really old one, and I think it's also a universal theme, just like with Elizabeth Zott. It's about connections and relationships and bringing people together through food, just like lessons in chemistry. So it's very similar, but it's a great film. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a good one to watch.
I haven't, but now I must
Put it
do
on your
that.
list. Put it on
Yeah,
your list. If
I
you like
will, and
lessons in chemistry, you'll like that one. I bet.
yeah, I'm sure I will, and I guess I have to watch it after I've eaten because it will be like torture otherwise.
You have to watch it. And you'll want to make mashed potatoes too when you watch it.
Good to know. I'll stack up on potatoes before.
Do it.
Uh, this like this journey, how has it like been? Now you're doing press for the show, and you weren't even like you were brought into it very quickly. How has this entire experience been for you on a personal level?
It's been so exciting and so exhilarating, also terrifying at times, not gonna lie. But hey, you have to do the hard stuff to get into the good stuff. So it's, again, it's very similar to lessons in chemistry. Like, you have to push through and like do the stuff that you think you may not be able to do to get to the other side. So that's been my journey with working on this show too.
It's a good
Very,
lesson overall.
very
Yeah.
meta.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for taking your time to speak with me,
Thank
and best of
you.
luck with the premiere now. I'm sure
Thank
everyone will
you.
love it.